Do you want to know how to create chord progressions in FL Studio even though you don't play any keys? Check this out. I'm about to show you how. All right, let's get right into it. We're going to use a magical tool called Scalar 2. This tool will create chord progressions for you even if you don't know how to play keys. It'll play melodies, come up with arpeggio ideas, all of those types of things. Even if you don't know music theory, you'll be able to create great music, and I'll show you how. So, and I'm not going to get into every aspect of this tool. There's a lot to it, and if I went through everything, it would take like 3 hours. This tutorial is more for just to get you started. So let's say you just bought Scalar 2 and you want to try it out and start creating right away. That's what this tutorial is for. So let's jump into it. The first thing you want to do is open your channel rack and add Scalar 2 to your channel rack. I'm going to, if you don't know how to do that, you just go to more plugins, or it might be one of your favorites. But anyway, you would find it down here, Scalar 2. This is after you buy it and install it. I think when I bought it, it might have been on sale, and it was like 70 or 80 bucks, something like that. And it's a one-time fee, no subscription. Considering everything that this tool has done for me so far, I highly recommend it. It's definitely worth the investment. Basically, you're never stuck for melody ideas or chord progressions. So let's get into it. Let's open it up. This is what the tool looks like. The first thing you'd want to do is hit the scales key here. So actually, when you first open it up, it looks like this. Hit this scales button here, and then pick your scale. So let's say, I'm going to keep it easy. Like if you look here, there's a Dorian mode, words I can't pronounce mode. You don't need to know what any of these scales are. You're more than welcome to play with the chord progressions used in those different scales to create your music. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to go with C major scale. But any key that you wanted, let's say you wanted G, you just click G and enter. Well, let's say G major, for example. You just go in the search bar. I'm hitting G major, and it brings up G major scale, and it brings up all of the different G major versions. So that's a quick way to find the chord progressions. So let's take a look. What it did, so when I clicked on C major scale, here I'll do it again, it populated all of these chords, which are used in a typical C major song. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a popular chord progression that I found on Google for R&B music. So let's say, here I'll show you real quick where it is. Like I just did R&B chord progressions, right? And it's saying, hey, 6-3-4-2 is used a lot. Let's give it a try. 6-3-4-2. So not only does it have the name of the chord, it has, if you look really closely, it might be tough in this video unless you have it full screen, there's a little number, Roman numerals underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I believe it was 6. Wait, where'd it go? Where's 6? 6, 3, 4, and 2. And then if you click this little play button down here, it has your chord progressions. Now, let's say I'm doing an R&B song, right? And I don't have a drum pattern in here yet, but let's say it's kind of slower. We probably want those chords to drag out for, like a full bar before switching to the next chord, something like that. So let's change how long these chords are played for. And to do that, you can either hit the edit button here or the edit button up here. I'm just going to click this one. They both do the same thing. And there's something called Playback Timings down here. And you can see it says duration ×1. I'm going to change that to ×4 on all the chords. There we go. Now if you play it, probably hear the drums behind it, right? Okay, so let's stop that. So now we have the length that we want. And to get out of edit, you can either click main up here, or you can just click this little X right there. Either way, it'll get you back to this main screen. Now, as you know, when you play a chord on the piano, you're not playing every single note at exactly the same time at the exact same velocity, right? So I'm going to humanize it. So if you look right up here, there's a humanize key. And it allows you to humanize both the timing and the velocity. And I'm going to do both. That easy. And voice grouping. I also prefer when the bass note is kind of far away from the top notes of a chord. So I'm going to change the voice groupings from dynamic to open voicing. Let's hear what that sounds like now. Yeah, I'm liking it a lot better already. Now, for me, that last chord seems a little vanilla, this D minor. So I'm going to switch that up a little bit. So what you can do is click on the chord. Actually, I'm right-clicking on the D minor chord, and I'm going to click Edit Chord. And what it does is it brings up all of these other alternate chords that it suggests. So, you know, if you wanted to add a ninth or a 13th or anything like that, you could do it this way. Yeah, I'm going to add 13. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, no, I don't like that. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like the 9. Let me hear the 7. Oof. That's good, too. And it's still minor. Let me hear the suspended. Ooh, let me hear the suspended in the progression. Yeah, I don't like it. I do like the 7th though, the minor 7th. So we're going to pull that into here, and it's going to replace this chord. And then we do have to click the edit button to change the timing again. So these are all ×4. Let's make this ×4 as well. And let's listen back. Love it. Okay. So those are the chords. I like these chords. I like the way they're voiced. I liked everything. The next thing you want to do is drag them into an instrument. So let's add an instrument. And I'll just go with the trusty Labs soft piano for now. There we go. Which is a free plugin, and if you don't have it already, go get it. It's pretty awesome. Okay, and I'm going to put it on mixer channel 1. Okay. So what you can do is open up the piano roll here. Go back to scalar. And you can see that there is a drag button right here. Drag it in. And now, well, I haven't put it in the song yet, but let's play the pattern. Perfect. We have our chords. I prefer to take the bottom notes, put them an octave down. So I'm going to do that real quick. Little trick of the trade. And you can see the velocity has changed. Actually, the timing looks right on for some reason. Let's switch up the timing just a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a strum. So I'm doing Alt-S. Which brings up this strumizer here. Doesn't really seem to be doing it, though. Well, I'm going to leave that for now. Normally this would work. I'm not sure why it's not for this one. But we're going to leave this chord progression in. Okay, we have our chords. Awesome. There's another cool thing with this tool I would like to show you. So I'm going to add another instrument on the instrument rack. Let's say we'll just do the Labs piano again. Make it easy. The instruments aren't important. Play with the instruments, find the ones you like. I mean, they're important. The selection's important, but not for this demo. So there we go. We've got it on a different rack. So, and I'm just going to add it to the same pattern since it's just a demo. What you can do is, now that we have these chord progressions, you can go back into Scalar and go to this Perform up here. And, you know, especially if you like wanted an adagio, like an arpeggio or something like that on the chorus to make it stand out or something like that, or anything, you can just try these different performances. Let's try I believe it's slow to fast. These are all Italian words. And I believe vivace is like fast and powerful. Adagio is slow and with feeling. And I believe those are just in between there. Google it. I don't know all of the Italian phrases, but let's try something that's moderato. We'll try that. Let's try... How about obbligato? Let's give that a shot. Okay, now I'm just going to hit play. I hate that. But you can try, let's try a common performance. Let's try basic 6, basic performance 6. See what that sounds like. So as you can hear, it's generating patterns for you. It can give you melody ideas. You can drag those into, I like this one. This is pretty good. So let's drag that into our instrument here in the piano roll. Okay. There we go. Where did Scalar go? There it is. Okay. So let's drag that in. Okay. And there it is. So that's playing both the chord progression and the melody idea at the same time. So, I mean, that's basically how you use the tool. You can try, if you're into hip hop, trap, any of that, I would start with the minor scale and do it that way. Play with the performances, play with the chord progressions, try different, like Dorian, some of the other ones that they have. But it's an awesome tool, right? You don't need to know how to play the piano, and you don't need to know music theory in order to generate music out of this. And if you're already great at making beats, this is just going to make you that much more fire. So I hope this tutorial has been helpful. If you liked it, like, subscribe, all those good things, spread the word, and I'll see you in the next video.